Testosterone is more popular than ever in the United States. Though the hormone is widely known and recognized for its benefits to men with testosterone deficiency, most people still have a lot of questions about the hormone. The goal of this video is to explain some lesser-known facts about testosterone, how testosterone is made, why testosterone is important, and more. Most people know that testosterone is produced by the testicles, but did you know that testosterone is also produced by other parts of the body as well? In addition to the testicles, testosterone is also secreted by the adrenal glands in men, and in both the ovaries and adrenal glands in women. That's right, women produce and require testosterone as well. The release of testosterone during the early phase of gestation triggers the development of primary sex characteristics. Testosterone is important in both sexes after a child is born. For example, testosterone helps to modulate the manufacture of red blood cells, as well as the distribution of body fat across the body. After puberty, increased testosterone production in males contributes to their lower natural body fat percentage. Testosterone was not officially discovered by scientists until the 20th century, but there were signs that the testicles were capable of rejuvenation. For example, Pliny the Elder, a naturalist of the Roman Empire, wrote that the consumption of hyena testicles had the ability to heighten sexual desire and stimulation. Hyenas are notable for being among the mammals that produce the most testosterone in the animal kingdom, so it's not surprising that such a remedy could provide such results. It has been known for centuries, if not longer, that the testes are the center of male virility and masculinity. There have been many to abuse this knowledge for profit. For example, in the 1920s, scam artist John Brinkley abused this latent knowledge to convince patients to have slices of goat testicles implanted into their scrotum, with the promise that it was a cure for many medical problems and could enhance sexual desire and potency. Testosterone not only influences male sexual desire and function, but that of women as well. Testosterone is the primary trigger for sex drive in women as well as men, and feminine testosterone deficiency is associated with a lack of sexual desire, as well as uncomfortable and sexually unfilling sex. Testosterone encourages the release of lubricant and enhances the sensitivity of the feminine erogenous zones. The production of testosterone, estrogen, and other sex hormones began early in the evolutionary history of animals. The first instance of an animal producing and utilizing sex hormones is speculated to be more than 500 million years ago, among certain forms of invertebrate animals. Today, all vertebrate species evolved sex-specific hormones, the first of which was estrogen. Testosterone is actually an evolutionary product of estrogen. The bodies of both men and women manufacture and release testosterone, but the male body produces far more than its feminine counterpart. Men produce up to 20 times as much testosterone than women, and this is why testosterone deficiency is much more noticeable among men than women. Although women can experience issues such as increased risk of osteoporosis and inhibited sexual function, among other significant issues. Testosterone production is largely dependent upon age. From birth to puberty, boys don't produce that much testosterone, but puberty is triggered by a massive increase in testosterone production. Testosterone levels peak during adolescence, then fall to an adult plateau, which continues until around the age of 30, when testosterone production starts to drop. The decline begins to hasten further in the 40s and 50s, and by the time that a man reaches the age of 80, over half of men have clinically significant testosterone deficiency. Since the turn of the century, the demand for testosterone and the prescription of testosterone by medical professionals has skyrocketed. For example, 1.3 million men used prescription testosterone in 2010, and that number grew to 2.3 million patients over the course of only 3 years. One reason that low T is more common today than ever is because there are more men that are overweight or obese than ever. Adipose fat cells have the ability to take testosterone and turn it into estradiol, one of the primary estrogen compounds. The body uses estradiol feedback as a normal negative feedback mechanism for testosterone. So when the body produces elevated levels of estradiol, this is directly associated with a reduction in testosterone output by the testes and adrenal glands. Not only does obesity lead to low T, testosterone deficiency also makes it harder to get rid of body fat. This is because testosterone is a powerful metabolite, enhancing the body's ability to grow lean muscle. More lean muscle equals more fat burning power. Suppressed testosterone production leads directly to smaller, weaker muscles which burn fewer calories. As testosterone becomes more popular and more widely used, there have been an explosion of studies designed to evaluate the safety of bioidentical testosterone replacement therapy. These studies have produced varying results, but based on an overall evaluation of the literature, there are significant benefits to low T treatment for men with a legitimate need for testosterone treatment, and the risks are relatively low except in the case of certain patients, such as those that have concurrent prostate or testicular cancer. There is no strong evidence thus far which shows that testosterone increases the risk of developing either of these cancers, but future research may alter this perspective. Early studies show an increased risk of certain cardiovascular conditions, but this appears to be the result of either too much testosterone being produced or the result of increased estrogen levels, which can be easily treated via estrogen blockers. The latest research shows that testosterone therapy, when prescribed and used appropriately, is quite safe and has a low risk of side effects. Testosterone was first discovered in 1935, though its existence had been hypothesized and recognized years before. Testosterone was isolated through a distillation process. Thousands of gallons of male urine were distilled in order to separate the proteins from urine itself. The first goal of scientists was to separate androsterone from the urine, which is a relative of testosterone and is also a male sex hormone. After isolating androsterone, researchers found an isolated testosterone. The researchers that isolated testosterone were from the Netherlands and created the word testosterone soon after discovering it. Testosterone literally means steroid of the testes. To date, there are over 30 types of male steroids on the market. All of these steroids are produced in a laboratory and work by copying active components of the molecular makeup of testosterone. These steroids were and still are widely used by bodybuilders and athletes to obtain an illicit edge over their peers. Some studies have indicated that there is a connection between aggression and elevated testosterone levels. But there is insufficient research today to clarify the validity of this correlation. Some studies even suggest that elevated testosterone levels can be associated with reduced aggression. The effect of sex hormones on psychological balance is complex, and further study will be necessary to learn the truth in all of its intricate detail.